I hear this all over the internet, in every comment section, from wealthy white people who are gatekeeping success, who blame people in poverty for why they're poor. They keep asking me, what choices did you make to end up poor? Like, poverty is a hobby. Like, I collected poverty like the rich collect passports and trust funds. As if I woke up one day and said, yeah, let me try the difficulty setting where the world just fucking eats you alive. So let me answer them in the only language the Empire understands, the language of scars. I didn't choose poverty. I was born into its fucking jaws. My first cradle was the backseat of a car with a busted out window in the middle of winter. Cold slicing through my fucking bones like the world was trying to kill us before we even learned our names. We huddled under blankets like refugees of a war that nobody bothered to declare. So tell me, was that my first financial mistake? Should I have negotiated a better spawn point with God? I grew up in a trailer that creaked like it was praying for mercy. 15 years of rationing electricity like it was holy water. 15 years of choosing between food, power, or running water. Like we were contestants in some kind of sick survival game. My dad and uncle sold pills in the kitchen in front of us to keep us afloat. Not because they were villains, but because the system left them with no other currency. They had to do what the fuck they had to do. And somehow, the world still points at me and says, you should have made better choices. As if I was the one dealing the cards in a rigged deck. My childhood was a battlefield disguised as a home, first of all. Cockroaches crawling through the walls like tiny witnesses. Dumpster dive clothes that smelled like somebody else's life. A mother drowning in her own addictions and her own pain, and a father drowning in desperation and his own anger. And me? A kid trying to breathe in a house with cigarette-filled smoke air. Should I have hired an exterminator at 12 years old? Should I have opened a Roth IRA before I knew long division? People talk about common sense like it's something you can download instead of something that you inherit. Trauma taught me to escape. It didn't teach me discipline. The things I went through fucking hurt. And sometimes they still do. And when you grow up with hands that hurt you, and an environment that hurts you, and people that hurt you, and voices that break you, and nights that swallow you whole, you don't learn healthy coping mechanisms. You learn survival. You learn silence. You learn to numb the screaming inside of your own fucking skull. So yeah, I drank, I smoked, I snorted. Not because I wanted to be reckless, but because I didn't want to feel a fucking thing. Pain was the only inheritance that I ever received. And adulthood didn't magically save me or make me smart. I had to learn everything as I fucking went. As I moved along through life. Adulthood just sharpened the blade. There was a moment in my life where I built a life. I had the home. I didn't own it, but there was a home. I had it. We rented it, a nice little area. And the woman that I thought I would spend the rest of my life with. And we built a fragile little world for our son. And then it all cracked. Life did its thing. The relationship ended. I had to move out. We split up. We went different ways. I didn't have a ton of money because I was busy paying off my debts that entire time. I didn't have a savings. And then the car that I was driving decided that, hey, I need $13,000 in a full engine rebuild. put into me. Thank you. And then I had other debts pop up, ones that I didn't intentionally create. So there I am, back at square one. Was it my fault for not having $13,000 to repair the car? No, I had to give it back to the bank because I was underwater in my loan. I was upside down. I had to give the car back because I couldn't afford to pay the bill and fix the car. So I got another car, a little $500 beater. And I lived in that for a little bit. I couch surfed for a little while. And guess what? That car died. And all the savings that I did have, I had to spend on another piece of shit beater. I was couch surfing and living out of that car, the third car. I did it again. It's like full circle. Like poverty was a ghost that refused to stop haunting me. Was paying off my debts when I had my shit together the wrong choice? Was not having money to fix my cars the wrong choice? Here's the part the wealthy choke on. Poor people don't create poverty. They don't have the capital, the time, or the fucking power to do it. Poverty is manufactured. Poverty is engineered. Poverty is the exhaust fumes of a machine built to grind human beings into profit. Their profit. The top 1% owns more than the bottom 90% combined. Not because they're smarter. Not because they're more skilled. Not because the system is working for everybody, but because the system is designed to funnel everything upward and leave everybody else fighting over breadcrumbs. Financial literacy is gatekept by the wealthy. Opportunity is paywalled by the wealthy. Generational wealth is inherited by the wealthy. It's not earned. Meanwhile, 40% of Americans can't survive a $400 emergency. I could guarantee you that tomorrow, if I needed $400, I'm ass out. I have $2 in my bank account right now. This isn't a ladder, it's a fucking chokehold. And then they blame us for suffocating. They hoard all the oxygen and call us weak for fucking gasping for air. They say, work harder, while siphoning the value of every hour we give. They say, make better choices, while knowing damn well survival leaves no room for strategy. They say poverty is a personal failure. Oh, that's my favorite fucking line, because admitting the truth would expose their empire. So here's my final answer. I didn't choose poverty. I didn't choose trauma. I didn't choose addiction. I didn't choose debt. I didn't choose instability. I chose to survive. I chose to keep going. Even when I didn't want to. I chose to raise my son with more love than I have ever received. Even in the situation that I find myself in and that other people find themselves in. There are people, good people, out here just trying to make it to the next week. I chose to fight that system that was built to break me and everybody else like me. And if that makes me dangerous, good. Good. Because I'm not gonna whisper. I'm not gonna fucking apologize. And I'm not gonna bow to a system that steamrolls everybody. Immigrants, Native Americans, women. Everybody else that isn't wealthy. The working class. I'm not gonna fucking bow to them. I'm gonna stand on the ruin of what I was handed and try to build a new life for myself. And I know there's people like me out there. Good people who know that if we had the money, oh my God, if we had the money, right? Everybody's had that thought. If we just had the money, we'd have businesses, we'd have houses for all the people we loved, or a place where all of the people we love can go. We'd have the reliable car. We'd take care of our children in ways that we were never taken care of. There are people like me out there. I know there is. I've met them. I've worked alongside of them. The system wants us to pit ourselves against each other. The system wants us to fight amongst ourselves. They don't want us to fight upward. They want us to fight this way and that way, but not upward. Don't look up. Don't look up.